Grab your heart, my nigga.
I'm good. Let's start the video.
I don't hear none of that shit. It's a hard, isn't it? It's hard.
That's what it says. It says hard.
Yeah. I'm not gonna say Mike's hard. Could go grab your Mike's hard because that's wild.
You know who get me hard? Keri Hilson. But she's been bugging lately. Truth be told.
What you mean?
Yo, she posted this tweet, right? And it says, men who provide emotional security and display wise leadership will get the softest, most feminine, relaxed, trusting, guard down, submissive, nurturing version of their woman.
Read that again? Let's go through it again.
Let's
Men who what?
Let's revert back.
I was kind of...
Men who provide emotional security and display wise leadership will get the softest, most feminine, relaxed, trusting, guard down, submissive, nurturing version of their woman. How does that make y'all feel, fellas?
I don't know, because it feels like there's a lot of burden on the man to kind of provide all of those things in the hopes that he'll get like a feminine woman. I feel like that should be the default. You should already come with those things.
Yeah.
Well, okay, but I mean I get it, but at the same time, then you would think the guys should come with the same thing.
What you mean?
Like, you know, the emotional security, you know, or that like taking care of leadership, because that's what men technically are, and women are supposed to be, you know, feminine and submissive.
Yeah.
So men are supposed to be the opposite. So they're supposed to come with that too. But not everybody does. Like,
but the thing is, I feel like in a lot of these women's heads, they want you to work double time. And by double time, I mean, as a man, you already like that. Like, well, not all. I'm not going to say all. I won't say all because there's a lot of dudes that don't take care of their business. But the average man is usually on top of his shit. You know, he's willing to lead. You know, and he wants his woman to...
Willing to lead, does that make him a good leader? Just because he's willing to lead?
Depends, really. You know what I'm saying? On perspective.
Yeah, so...
You know what I'm saying? Like,
no, that doesn't default make you a good leader. But
no, that's what I'm saying. So, like, you're not just going to fuck... Okay, like... Cause
but as a man, I should be like that already. So, as soon as I meet you, you should see those qualities in me.
But what she's saying is you got to present all those qualities over time, and then I'm gonna be feminine for you. I'm gonna be.
Is that what that said?
Yeah. But that's what I mean. As a man, you already seeing those qualities. So I personally feel like off the rip, you should already be willing to be all of that as a woman.
What did the other tweet say? Because I know there was a little more.
Yeah, I got something to say about that.
It says, even successful, strong women want to feel safe enough to be soft. That's our true nature. Nature. The man who makes me feel safe will have the world.
See, that's where I have the problem with the line, that's our true nature. If that's your true nature, it should already be your default.
Be on that
whether you have a man that's providing all that shit or not, that should already be a default to be feminine and soft and all that other shit.
I'm not 100% for that.
Nah, she's well.
And I understand if you said you met a couple people in your life, or your upbringing, you felt like you've had to, you know, figure it out on your own and be a certain type of way. But if you meet a dude and you see that he has his head on his shoulder, you could tell that he's, you know what I'm saying,
about his business.
Yeah, he's like, yo, this is what I'm doing right now. I'm motivated. If we go any further with this, I want to make sure that you want for nothing, etc., etc. I want to make sure that you're safe, stimulated mentally, physically, all of this. If he has all these qualities, sometimes I feel like sometimes you can tell, sometimes you can't, but you can always see red flags. So if you see red flags and you see that he's not that guy, then just move on.
Right.
But if you see that that's the type of person he is, you should already, like you said, by default, be like that.
If that's your nature, which she's saying that's a woman's true nature, but it's kind of conflicting. If you're saying that, you need to present this
before I'm like this,
before I step into my feminine frame, like I need to see that you're doing this. No, like that you should be already in your feminine frame. Like,
Oh,
I don't
okay.
understand
And
that.
if I'm looking for a submissive woman, I'm not going to. Sorry for cutting you off.
No. Go ahead, because I'm gonna get in my bag.
But if I'm looking for a submissive woman, a feminine woman, and I meet you and you're not already coming off as that, I'm gonna move on. Cause it's like why I gotta like do that? Like why I gotta get to that point? You know what I'm saying? To get you like that. I gotta work so hard. Like I mean, I'm willing to work just as hard as you working to make this shit work. But
there's no burden on her on like a nigga's not saying, oh, like I need to see that you can make a sandwich or that you can wash my clothes or like clean my house before I start providing financial support and like stability and all the other shit. There's no burden on the woman, so there's no flip side to this. Like niggas not out here saying that.
Oh well, I mean we can't say that. It's just like we're not allowed to say that.
I mean it hasn't come up. No one has said it.
This.
So,
but okay, this is my thing, cause, and you saying like like that's their nature, right?
She said that.
Well, no, yeah, that's what she said. She said that's her nature. So she, I was saying like if that's your nature, then that's how you're supposed to come out, all like from the beginning.
Yep.
But because it is their nature, that's when they get taken advantage of. Because that's their nature. It could be the fact of
taken advantage of by whom?
Anybody that like if they trying to be interested in, they see like she's submissive. From the jump, I got that. You know, man's ego is like, she's submissive to me. Then, that means I got that.
But you can still be submissive and guard your heart, though.
That's true.
Are you a woman?
Bro,
you know, we think completely differently.
Just because you're submissive doesn't mean you're a doormat.
Yeah,
that's two different things. They're both submissive, but it's two different things.
Yeah, but I'm also taking it to like the extent of being taken advantage of. But at the very least, it's like okay,
submissive don't necessarily have to just mean you naive though.
Right.
You can.
Oh no, not at all, not at all.
Like because you saying like dudes could take advantage of that. Dudes will take advantage of somebody that's naive. You know what I'm saying? So. If you're submissive, you can still provide a lot of these qualities. Like,
but what is submissive? Submissive also entails sometimes like allowing you to do certain things. Sometimes get away with certain things because they're the leader. Okay, fine. Even though I may not like this, I'm gonna let them take the lead, and they can lead you the wrong way.
It's not my fault if she's submissive to the wrong niggas though. If we're gonna be frank here,
let's keep it a buck. Let's keep it a buck.
It doesn't have nothing to do with me.
Yeah.
It's nothing wrong with you getting to know somebody, and then when you meet somebody, after all of the bullshit you dealt with them, being very protective of yourself. You know what I'm saying? But don't come in here and expect this, that from me. When
you mad masculine, like
you know what I'm
get
saying?
on my face with that. You mad masculine? She's mad masculine right now. Talking about if you don't do this and this, then I'm gonna continue being masculine. Like nah, dog, you gotta be feminine off the rip.
But
entertain that.
How many women have you known that even when they came off a certain way, you considered them masculine? They were still feminine, but it was an act. They trying to put on a hard act.
I mean, if you
that act gonna get you clapped, but then I'm going after.
But back to your point. We're gonna talk about this later, but going into a relationship and not following through what you brought in, setting a standard, and then not following through with that. Coming in like, I got my shit, I'm on my shit, this and that. I'm gonna take care of you, I'm gonna mostly be there for you, until you're not.
I mean, but after a while, you gotta take accountability for your own actions, though.
Yeah, but
like if you beating this, if you keep on giving the chance the same type of dude. That don't got shit to do with me when I start. That's the thing.
Up. Who said it was multiple people that led to that? All it takes is one person. You always you talk about it all the time. That one situation. Now you guard it forever in certain situations. One thing. All it takes is one thing, and then it's like it was a terrible experience. I'm not doing that.
But that's completely different though. Cause I'm gonna tell you why.
Is it?
I'm gonna tell you why it's completely different. I got my heart broken when I was young, but. If I meet a woman, I'm still willing to provide, you know what I'm saying?
To what extent? Are you gonna go and be your like put all your everything forward regardless if they're gonna do it or not? That's what she.
Yeah.
What he's saying is, okay, I got hurt once, but that doesn't mean I'm going into every situation not being masculine and not trying to be a leader and like.
That's completely different.
But how much but in terms of the effort that you put into it, in terms of, because like we know. How many women are you going off rip, going into trying to be like being a leader, showing them the way? You're not doing that with just everybody.
Why would you?
If I'm beating it in the
you don't know nobody until a certain point.
If I beat it,
so why should she have to do the same thing? If you're not,
so we both not gonna do nothing.
Yeah.
Fuck it.
Yeah. Until I don't think anybody should like fully. Okay, you can 100% be yourself, but that doesn't mean you're going in with like this obligation. I have to do this. I don't even know you yet. I don't even know if you're the type of person I want to do this for.
Well, that
so I think it's like I'm not saying it's like, oh, like she shouldn't do this. I'm thinking like the guy also shouldn't come in with the situation from like, oh, I have to do this. I'm arguing against both. I don't think a man is always or should always come in like, oh, I'm gonna be on my I gotta prove to you this and that. And I don't think she has to be to the point to where it's like I'm gonna submit to you. And it's like I gotta see where this goes. Like I don't even know what this is.
But it also equates to everyday shit though too. So
yeah, like, and how do you feel like, about everyday shit when you're around them every day? You gotta figure that out.
But if you're, you know what I'm saying? Not even if you're just kicking it with them every day, but like listening to them and how they move throughout life and whatnot, and then you can listen to things that you how was your day? Yo, I did this, I did that, I did this. You can tell whether or not
does that prove that they're a good person or that they are.
But that's different though. You talking about like emotions versus like nature though. You know what I'm saying?
Emotions are natural. That's their nature comes from their emotions.
Not if they're being faked.
Well, yeah, but that could be the same thing with the guy.
If
emotional security, that comes from
what Keri was saying was like the burden, all of the burden is on the guy, and then you get the reward. And what we're saying is like that kind of doesn't make sense if being feminine and being soft is your true nature.
But
why are you putting niggas through the ringer?
Okay, but what if
to give that up?
But how long? Okay, I'm not here to like
making sure somebody's safe though is like not an emotion though. Like making sure that she
emotional security is completely different from like physical security. They want both. They want both. So they're more likely to get the physical over the emotional. That's what I'm saying. The physical is more. I'm not gonna say is obligated, but like that's like our nature. Let's say right. The physical
security. We provide that off day one.
Off rip. But emotional security isn't guaranteed.
But she's not providing femininity off rip on this.
To what extent?
To whatever extent that I deem worthy.
Okay, the ultimate femininity versus the ultimate physical protection. You're not gonna like risk your life. You're not gonna risk your life for her in a certain thing if you're not at that level.
Right.
And the same thing is like I don't have to give my life to you, but like
provide all that femininity.
Yeah, if it's like we're not at that point yet.
But in general, if I'm with,
I see what you mean.
Like if we go on our first date or whatever, and I'm in charge of making sure that you're safe. Yes. So even if we just now met and we getting to know each other, if some shit happens where a dude tries to harass you when I went to the bathroom or some shit, and I come out and I see that. Or she texts me and say, yo, this dude is harassing me. I'm gonna still, like, he might have a gun or some shit. I'm still gonna sacrifice myself to make sure that she's
but why is that?
In that sense, it could be life or death.
Yeah, okay, but as a man, that's what I'm
as a man or as you? Not every man is gonna do that.
That's what a man is supposed to do, though.
But he can only speak for himself in that situation.
No, that's what I'm saying. It's situational. We look at it like this. It's like, oh yeah, of course because we know us. I'm not speaking it from y'all because we know we going in 100%, not 100%, but like we're gonna be us. It's like if this is what we do, we're gonna do this. Whatever it's like in our nature, and that's like the bad things. Is like we even show like our flaws in the very beginning.
For sure.
Niggas put on fronts all the time to act like somebody that they not. And then once people get comfortable, then it's like, oh, I don't gotta do that shit no more. I already got you. I'm good.
Men do that
until it's proven that it's like, okay, that's actually who you are.
But that's everybody.
That's
though.
just scumbag behavior.
Yeah.
That's scumbag
That's just
behavior.
like everybody.
And that's what
at the
she's
end of
talking
the
to.
day.
She's not talking to just every nigga, obviously. You can't talk to every nigga.
That's what it sounds like, man.
Does it say every man is like... It doesn't say that.
It doesn't say it, but like you go in the shade room comments, come on, man.
And who's talking? Women.
Yeah, about how niggas ain't shit.
They all do that. Who
I mean,
cares?
yeah, but it's like, yo, that's a very warped way of thinking, you know?
Come on, why? You can't... But it's like... I'm not gonna say that we have to just deal with that, but we know what it is.
We know.
We not take the people the women that do say that, we're not taking them serious. The ones that's like, oh, every man ain't shit. We're not taking them serious. Cause then that's an immature way of thinking.
You're right, we not, because most of them got kids.
Yo, wrap this video up, man.
Hey man,
we really didn't get down to anything. We just debated about
it was
this.
just like personal because I didn't even go into this knowing what it was.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
And it's like, you know,
You held your own out there though.
I
right?
just argue every point. This is like that's just my nature. Like I'll just argue everything.
Let us know how you feel in the comments. You know, let's have an adult discussion. You know, they for whatever reason YouTube deletes the comments that we have in curses. So please, you know what I'm saying? If you
They do
want
that
us
sometimes.
Keep it kosher,
please, so that we can like actually, you know, kick it with y'all, talk about this. You know, we want all our supporters and all, you know, everybody to feel welcome. Unless you a hater, then you can eat a dick.
Nah, if you a hater, come. I
No.
want the smoke.
Nah, yeah,
Come on.
yeah. But I'm gonna tell you to suck my dick though.
At me.
I'm gonna tell you to suck my dick though.
Of course, but
I'ma tell
at
you
me. I want to have some fun. Like I enjoy that shit.
Absolute.
Pull up on me.
You know what I'm saying? Yo, peace.
This is always.
I don't know. I mean, if we can keep going. Like I'm pretty sure
Nah, we done.
this hasn't been 15 minutes.
And I say peace, nigga. What the fuck?
He's still in shit. That's why I was confused. I'm like, what? Like,
You said you was Mr. Biggs one time. I ain't forget that shit.
You right. Peace.
catch you on the next one. He did do that.